In just 77 minutes, one man fired more than 250 bullets inside a McDonald's. Children were eating lunch, families were ordering food, and almost no one realized what was happening until it was already too late. This is the McDonald's Massacre. You're watching Horror Holmes, where real cases are treated like evidence. If you're here to understand how something like this happens, subscribe and stay with the case. On July 18, 1984, San Ysidro, California was a quiet border community. The McDonald's on San Ysidro Boulevard was busy, but it was ordinary summer heat. Kids on school break and parents grabbing lunch. At 3:40 p.m., a man named James Huberty walked toward the restaurant carrying a shotgun, semi-automatic rifle, and a handgun. No disguise. No rush. The first shot was fired before most people understood it was gunfire. Within seconds, panic spread. People dove under tables. Parents shielded their children. Some tried to run, but many couldn't. Huberty moved methodically through the restaurant. He fired at anyone he saw. He shot through windows. He shot people hiding. He shot people who begged. At one point, he stood near the front counter and announced, "I've killed 1,000. I'll kill 1,000 more." Outside, chaos exploded. Survivors ran into traffic. Police units flooded the area, unsure of what they were walking into. Inside, the shooting continued. For over an hour. This wasn't a robbery. This wasn't a hostage situation. It was a sustained, uncontrolled massacre. To understand how this happened, investigators later rewound the story back to James Huberty himself. Huberty was 41 years old, married, a father of 2. He had a history of mental health struggles, paranoia, mood swings, violent ideation. In the months leading up to the attack, his life unraveled. He lost his job. He believed the government was spying on him.
Ow.
He told people he felt like something terrible was going to happen. The day before the shooting, Huberty called a mental health clinic seeking help. He left his name. He asked for an appointment. The next morning, he told his wife he was going hunting humans. She thought he was joking. She wasn't home when he returned with weapons. By the time police arrived at the McDonald's, the situation was already out of control. Officers initially believed they were responding to a domestic dispute. They didn't realize the scale of the attack. Gunfire pinned officers down. Several were wounded. The shooter remained mobile. Inside the restaurant, survivors later described silence between gunshots long enough to think it was over before it started again. People played dead. Some were injured and bleeding, unable to move. Others hid in bathrooms, storage areas, and behind counters. Outside, police scrambled to coordinate a response. There was no standard active shooter protocol in 1984, no immediate tactical teams, no rapid entry doctrine. Eventually, a SWAT sniper was positioned across the street. At 4:57 p.m., 77 minutes after the first shot, the sniper fired one round. James Huberty was struck in the chest. He collapsed. The gunfire stopped. When police entered the restaurant, they found devastation. 21 people were dead. 19 were injured. Many were children. The youngest victim was 8 months old. Investigators walked through a scene frozen in time. Meals still on tables, toys scattered on the floor, shattered glass everywhere. Huberty had fired more than 250 rounds. He had no escape plan, no demands, no manifesto. Only rage. The aftermath was immediate and national. Questions flooded in. Why wasn't he stopped sooner? Why did it take so long? Could this have been prevented? Lawsuits followed. Policy changes followed. Police departments across the U.S. rewrote how they respond to active shooters. Mental health crisis response gained attention slowly, painfully. The McDonald's was demolished. A memorial now stands in its place. James Huberty never faced trial. He never explained himself. Psychologists later concluded he suffered from severe mental illness, but that diagnosis didn't bring comfort to victims' families, because one question still lingers. Was this inevitable? Or was it a failure of systems meant to intervene before someone reaches the breaking point? If you're still watching, you already know this wasn't random. Today, the McDonald's massacre remains one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. Not because of its body count alone, but because of how long it went on. How ordinary the setting was, and how many warning signs were missed. So where do you place responsibility? On one man? On mental health systems? on law enforcement response. Drop your take in the comments, I read them all. You've been watching Horror Homes, where real cases are treated like evidence. If this file held your attention, like it, subscribe, and keep your casebook open. The next story is already waiting.